Hey, howdy toddy, Rebel fans. Welcome to episode 9 of the Nation Conversation. I am your Umrebelfan69, and my co host across the aisle there is the Metal Rep. Together we make up the Rebel Nation Conversation, your one stop shop for uninformed and non expert Ole Miss sports conversation. Go ahead.
Unsullied by sponsorship since 2025.
There you go. Folks, if y'all are watching us on the YouTube channel, then you already know where to go. But to those of you catching us on the TikTok cut-ups, be sure to just come to our YouTube channel. It's located at youtube.com/ at the RN Convo. Come on over there, like and subscribe, comment. Hell, we'll take trolls. Go ahead and troll us, and let's have some fun with it. So again, Metal, how was your week going there?
Wonderful, man. Wonderful weekend. The game last night went about as well as we could hope, you know. We talked earlier about not really knowing what to expect. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect, but to me, it just looked like our team, man. You know, looked like the way we've looked for most of the last few years. Nothing jumped out at me that was like some glaring change that, okay, Lane Kemp's not here because X, Y, and Z just happened. I didn't see that at all. And that was nice to see, man. I mean, listen, ever what the guy is or did or whatever, the formula he had works. It works.
Yeah, we're
It's been
going to miss
working.
him.
So
I think we're going to miss him next season, but you know what? We're still playing in this season. Let's worry about right now. We'll worry about what
yeah,
26 looks like next year. And I'm sure that after the season's over with, me and you'll have many of these podcasts right here where we're going to discuss what that 26 team's going to look like. But for right now, I was well pleased. Got to spot
yeah,
the ball. That's what we, said, y'all, that we finally got to spot the ball. We've been sitting here ever since the news came down. He's all but to Baton Rouge. We just didn't know what to think and didn't know what it was going to be like, and we just wanted to see it.
yeah. And I'm tired of even wasting thoughts on that Judas. Get out. He's gone. We played a game without him. It's screw him. Listen, I was here before he got here. I'm here now that he's long gone. So let's go forward.
Exactly,
Forward
man.
rebels, right?
Forward Rebels. Uh, Hit that line. But, I
Yeah,
mean, how many times I told you over the last 3 weeks I'm in lane overload. I'm tired of seeing it. My news feeds are just hammered with it. No matter what I do, I can't get away from him right now. But
yeah,
I'm hoping it is starting to ease up a little bit. So going into the Ole Miss news for this week, the peak golden era at Ole Miss has officially got kicked off Saturday with a CFP first round victory over Tulane Green Wave out of the American Conference. 41-10 was the final score, and the Rebels never trailed. Metal, like we just kind of discussed, this game was never in doubt. What were your thoughts on how the team played outside what you've already?
well, just kind of an overview of everything. It was like you said, it was never in doubt. I never felt threatened. Even in the second quarter when things got a little, whatever, the game bogged down, and something we could talk about later. But I've noticed that happens a lot with our team. We come out hair on fire, just explode in the first quarter, and then
Um,
adjustments happen. I mean, other team, they got players and coaches too, right? And they
we,
slow us down, and then we usually readjust at halftime, and away we go in the second half. But yeah, overall, man, I thought we played very well. It wasn't perfect.
never
Simmons,
is.
we got to
Yeah.
talk about that. But yeah,
Well,
one penalty for 5 yards. One penalty for 5 yards.
Yep. I didn't really notice that. That's not a stat I looked at, but that's that it. I realized we played pretty clean.
One
And the game
penalty for
for a
5 yards.
whole, I mean, as a whole, I thought the game was played pretty clean. I think even Tulane played, a relatively clean game. There was, what you can call holding every game. It's like basketball. You can call a foul on every drive,
Yes.
to the basket. But, for the most part, I think those refs let us play. Let us play the game. Defensive backs were able to actually use their hands a little bit as long as it was not flagrant mugged before the ball got there. I think we got the one interference call Tulane got to, and when I saw it live, I didn't really think it was we might have got a little home cooking there. When you watch it in the replay, it was definitely he got to him early, but I don't think the boy could have caught that ball even if he hadn't hit him. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I think the game was played clean. It's
Yeah.
funny you brought that up about the bogging down because I put in my thoughts here on the offense. Offense got off to a real fast start, but then just as we saw in the Egg Bowl, we hit a lull. Not sure what is that an indication of. We just seem to get in a lull after them, and it lasts for pretty much the entire second quarter.
It's the second quarter blues, man. I've seen it. Not just this year. I've seen it the entirety of this run we've been on.
Yeah, the second quarter, it's I don't know. First two drives, 7 plays total for 14 points,
First 5 plays covered at least 20 yards.
Yeah, and do you think that it's just that we pull in our teeth, thinking that the other teams is on the ropes or what? Because that certainly wasn't the case with State. I mean, they answered our first score, so it ain't like they pulled in there.
I think they do make defensive adjustments, and it just takes us a minute to readjust and kind of combat whatever they're doing. I don't know.
Now,
I don't know, but man, our first quarter, and I haven't. If I'd have had time, I'd went back and pulled up the data. But the first quarter versus second quarter has got to be just an astronomical difference.
But yeah, all year for that matter.
All year. Yeah.
You look back at let's see here, we did have a scoring drive in the second quarter. We ended up with 3 points, but we had that one other sure enough good drive just killed by Austin Simmons dropping the football. I mean, I know there was people come on there and said, Logan Diggs missed a block. He didn't miss a block. He got it on, but he didn't tie his player up.
Okay, so if you want to blame him, you can blame him for the sack,
but not the fumble, man. You got to hold the
fumble. You got to hold the ball. There's a thing you can get sacked without fumbling. That's a thing.
Absolutely. Hell, I watched later on in the game that guy that kept telling us we don't know ball. If we don't see a blindside, every blindsided quarterback at the time is going to drop the ball. I can't remember exactly what play it was in the second. It was in the second half, but Daquan Wright had caught a ball and was running, but he got into a little traffic there and got hit from behind. Totally, he didn't see that hit coming. He didn't drop the ball. He got tackled and went down, but he didn't drop the ball. Never saw it coming. So don't tell me that just because someone gets blindsided. Now I realize the quarterback's not holding on with both hands like a running back or something, but at that time he hadn't gotten to a throwing motion. He just dropped the ball.
But you've got to have a sixth sense. Yeah, pocket presence. You've got to feel that. The great ones can feel that danger.
So I feel like we left a good 14. Well, let's say we did score the 3. We left 11 points on the field in the second quarter. We was down there, could have done it, just didn't do it.
And we're picking nits, man. We're picking nits.
Right. We won the game.
41-10, 12-1. 12-1.
And we're picking nets, but at the same time, that's what me and you are going to do here. We're going to talk about that game. But, all right, so defense, my thoughts on defense, it seemed to be in pure Pete Golding form. That is to say that we bent, but didn't. We bent a lot, actually, but we didn't break. I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm throwing shit at the TV, so I know you are. I know you are because I know how you feel. But at the
I
same
can't tell
time,
you how many text messages I erased that I was getting ready
but
to fire off to you.
well, I'm,
And
sometimes I
and
can't
what
read.
kept stopping me was I kept looking at the scoreboard. It's like, well, they're not scoring.
Oh,
But
but I was just
dang
as
it,
bad. I'm sitting there screaming. When that kid was knifing us, like off the left hand side every time on them running plays, he
just
was getting 10 to 15 chunks every
just
time.
boom, boom,
It,
boom.
it, it just drives me crazy how come, and I know we're way more talented, but I did see something on the board I'll bring up here in a minute. We were playing a lot of, because I saw this actually in a Keys to the Georgia game. Have you read that thread?
I haven't. I
It's pretty,
haven't thought of I haven't let myself think about them too much
right.
today.
Well, no, but this was just what this thread was about. But he did say that yesterday we played a lot of a jumbo package on the defensive front. We had it was 4 defensive tackles. You had Xavier Harris, Eccles, Brown, and Maddox all in there at one time. Now, I know that good for running up the middle, but when they do that zone read on you and they bounce that play outside, them guys can't be near as quick as a freaking, as somebody that's not. I don't know. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but just that kid was just getting some chump plays for a little while. I can't remember his name. Now I thought I would never forget it, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but again, it was bend not break. We forced a couple turnovers. Something we hadn't been real good at this year is forcing
yeah,
turnovers. The one on that, on their very first drive, I was sitting there going, now here we go again. We're going to let them tie the ball game up. We're going to be in a slugfest right off the bat. But turned that around, went right back down the field, 4 plays, and scored again.
yeah.
But
It's.
did
I mean,
force a few
dude, they had
punts.
421 yards,
Yeah,
but 10
way more than
points.
way more than the first game. I didn't look at
Oh,
the
I think
first
they had
game's.
less than 200 yards maybe in the first game. Or definitely less than 300. Maybe not less than 200, but
I think our secondary played a lot better in the first game. He had a
yeah,
lot better. His receivers were a lot more open in this game. What it
yeah,
should be. Believe it or not, they got film. They got 12 games of film on us, and one of them was their game. They got to see what to do. I mean, it is what it is. We only lost. We only won by 4, 4 less than the first time around. So I seen one tweet today I thought was funny. I found out what Lane Kiffin's good for: 4 points.
4 point.
Uh, but so
Well,
overall, I'm giving the team offense an A minus. I'm gonna give that defense a B. Overall grade a B plus. There, what you and for his very first offering as a head coach, I mean, I can't complain.
man, I'm tough on them. I'm hard on them, but
Yeah,
tougher than you are on them. But I'm giving everybody an A. I just am. Circumstances being what they are, maybe not an A plus, but for all the yards they gave up, the defense only gave up 10 points. Um,
and
offense,
and the 7 of that was way after the game was wasn't
yeah.
even
I
in
mean, come
question no
on. It
more.
was 41-3 with 5 minutes left in the ball game. And the only reason offense don't get an A plus is because we
That
dropped the
lull,
ball at the 5 yard line, and
and
which is part of that second quarter law.
right. No,
So,
I
but
ain't gonna
yeah,
argue with you. I was just I'm not gonna argue with you. I just the bend not break mentality of our defense and having me so pissed off for a little
you
while.
know about
That's
that.
that's just why I give them only a B.
It is so frustrating because I sit there and I'm thinking this this is the difference in, like, if Alabama's playing Tulane, they are not going to do that. They're not going to give that up. Tulane is not going to line up and run the ball into the teeth of Alabama's defense 3 plays in a row and gain 12 yards a pop. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do that against Georgia. They're not going to do that against Ohio State. That's what separates those type teams from who we are. Now, is it just purely a talent issue? Is it personnel? Period. I don't know. I don't have that answer. But when I see things like that, and again, man, picking nits, 41-10. 12-1. We're picking nets. But we're looking ahead. We got the Beast next. What are we going to do about it? So you see these teams and the Tulanes of the world, they just right up the gut into the teeth of an SEC defense to the tune of 421 yards. You think, how can it happen? And another thing that's perplexing about that is we play defense completely opposite of what Pete's personality seems to be. And Pete is a type A, rough, gruff, tobacco stains on the shirt kind of guy. And yet we seem to play passive, keep it in front of you. We don't blitz a whole lot. Let's just play it safe. And that don't fit what his nature appears to be. What do you think about that?
Well,
Am
I
I wrong?
understand it. No, you're every bit right, but I also think he's got to fit. Last year, he was a lot more aggressive last year when he had, Yaman Miel, Pooh Paul, Walter Nolan. He had a lot more talent and was able to be a little more aggressive because even if one of those guys, if they got through them, they was backed up by some Suntarine Perkins as linebacker, not having to play. This year, we're having to use Perkins more as a spy than anything. He's great at it. But I just feel like we're underutilizing him. But we have to. He's the only one that can fill that hole. So this team record, we're a heck of a lot better than we was last year. We're in the playoffs, 12-1. But there's no doubt we had a more talented defense last year. No doubt.
Statistic-wise, it's not even close. But 12-1.
That's it. That's the only stat I give shit about. That's the only stat I care about.
It's the only thing that counts. But you can't explain that. Just one of those.
So I feel like I guess what I'm saying is I feel like that he has to. I think he coaches, builds his every year game plan. He builds it around the personnel he's got, and then as they progress in the year, if they pick it up better and better and better as the year goes on, he changes some things up and gets more and more aggressive. Man, what would it be like this year if we could have had Nolan back, or could have had? Hell, I'd just take Pooh Paul back. Just Pooh Paul as a linebacker with Suntarine Perkins. How much better could we have been? But 12-1, and again, me and you right now, we're trying to find nits to pick. But Golden, I'm cautiously optimistic going forward. When this portal, gets full fledged, where we can really get in it and try to get some guys, and we see how he does in the portal, we're going to know a little bit more about how he's going to put a team together. I'm hoping that John David Baker and those guys that are on staff now for 26, I'm hoping they're out there hitting that trail right now, trying to get some boys on get some new studs ready to come to Oxford in the February signing day, as well as the portal. That's one thing we do have now. We do have some of those players. Some of those other. We don't need Baker to coach the offense right now. We need Baker to be getting us players for next year. Although I did see a while ago they put out a video here of LSU, all them coaches, Kevin Smith and Weiss and all them are in Baton Rouge right now. But we got I think they're coming back. I don't know for sure if that's a permanent thing, but that's where they're coaching next year. So I see they're going there. But we got all the way, almost got 2 weeks here, before New Year's Day. So.
Yeah, if they're not coming back, we're in a world of trouble.
I hope they do. But again, I don't know.
Surely they are, right?
Oh yeah, I think so. Everybody right now is just so damn. But anyway, the team yesterday did what they were supposed to do. Manhandled the team we're supposed to manhandle. But we talked about it last week in our other taping. The consolation prize. We get to go to the Sugar Bowl, New Orleans against the number 3 Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
This game will be played on Thursday, New Year's Day, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's 7 o'clock mine and your time, of course. What's your thoughts on? Well, my daughter called my wife. Well, no, my son-in-law actually called my wife last night, wanting to know my work schedule and all that. Man, I ain't going down there for that. I'd love to, but I'd love to, but I just the dealing with New Orleans. One thing, I can't stand the town anymore. It ain't like it was when I was younger, man. I'm 56 years old now, and it was all I could do, stay up last night, watch that. I only watched the first half of that that Oregon game. But I don't know. I got a week and a half to decide. If my daughter and them really want to go and everything, that's another thing. I really like going to ball games with the family and doing. That's just something me and Daddy did, and he died. It's kind of the fun went out of it, but I still get every now and then. She wants to go, and really wants to go. I'd love to go. My wife's already volunteered. She'd keep the grandbaby so we can all go. Because she'll volunteer.
And that's the good thing about it being right there in New Orleans. We can decide last minute.
Yeah, but I ain't seen what the tickets are going to be, but they ain't going to be cheap.
I'll tell you one thing. Guaranteed. Should we win that game, whether I go or not, I am going to the next one. That would be Ohio State.
Yep.
Or Miami, so it would be Ohio State. Right?
Let me look at something real quick.
Isn't it Ohio State? I know we're in the
Central. It'll be Ohio State or Michigan. Oh, but that's going to be in Tempe, Arizona at the Fiesta Bowl.
That's okay.
I got frequent flyer miles. Let's get them.
I'm going. I'm going to that game.
But it will be winner of Miami, Ohio State. So.
Yes, I feel like we will be very well represented in New Orleans no matter what. It's going to be a little bit tougher.
I actually got that in my thoughts on the game here. So.
Yeah. We will be. So it's going to be a little bit tougher for Arizona, but I'm going already.
If we get by New Orleans.
Yeah. If we get by Georgia, obviously that's a big L. But I've already budgeted for it. In case we do, I'm in.
All right. So here's what I got. I kind of just did some quick thoughts this afternoon. I had a little time. So, all right, the offense needs to figure out that law that we talked about earlier. We need to score every time we get the football against them. Ain't no doubt. We can't pump the brakes, not against them. We need 60 minutes of the offense firing on all cylinders.
Which is unfair pressure on your offense, by the way, to know you got to be perfect to win the game. That's a lot.
That is a lot, but I think they can. But that comes down to what we talk: clean football, no turnovers, right? Limit the penalties like we did yesterday. And in the first game, Ole Miss only had a total of 351 yards, with only 88 of those coming on the ground. Keelan Lacey is one of our absolute best offensive weapons. We have got to get more out of him in this game. I know that's a tough ask right there, too, against that defensive line. But we're not real sure of that injury status from yesterday. From what I read, Tyler Comas put on the 247 board, it was just a bruised shoulder, but he said more to come, and I ain't seen what the more to come is yet.
Thank God the game's not Saturday.
Yeah.
Having those extra days is huge.
Right. Have you talked to Tupelo any? Has he heard any rumors or anything like that on Keelan's injury?
I didn't ask him about that specifically. We did talk last night a little bit, and I feel like if it was something bad, he would have told me.
On the defense, there ain't a whole lot for us to do but improve. We did not get one stop in the game in Athens, not one single time. we can only improve, right, against the full-grown Bulldogs. We led that game by 9 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter to give up 17 unanswered points and lose by 8. That obviously that just can't happen. When the offense does go out there and do their job, the defense has to be accountable. And now that we got a defensive head coach, I mean, it's going to be even more have to be held accountable to us. Georgia had 510 total yards in that first game. Very balanced attack, too. 289 passing, 221 rushing. It's hard to win when you give up 510 yards.
But they just did whatever. Looking back at that game, there was only one time during the game where I felt like we even had a chance to stop them. And that was early fourth quarter. We led by 9. They had the ball 4th and 2 at midfield. Man, you stop them there, and who knows how the rest of that one goes. But we didn't stop them. We hit the running back the line of scrimmage, and like they did all day, they just ran right through us. And other than that, we never even really threatened to stop them. Yeah. They converted a couple of fourth downs, but, man, for the most part, they didn't even get the fourth down. One fourth down. The one I'm talking about. Yeah, so they didn't even need fourth down.
1 for 2.
Yeah.
But, third down, they must have done it on first and second because we both 55% on first down.
Yeah.
On third downs. We actually had a little bit better. They was 54.5%. We were 55.6%. We actually had a better third down percentage than they did. But both of them round up to 55. That's where we was at. Again, my final thoughts on it is the game is winnable. It's very winnable. Even with the coaching change, I fully believe that it's winnable. We just have to play clean, complete game in all 3 phases. And like I said, 55% on third down. I hope we can improve a little bit. We might can stop them. Just get a stop. Make a punt once a day.
We'll break it down and go in depth for next week's show.
Sunday.
We'll dissect the hell out of it. But it just, like you said, it should be fairly easy to improve defensively because they wouldn't be saying very much.
Here's one other stat that kind of stuck out at me. In game 1 against the full-grown Bull Pups, Ole Miss had the ball just a little over 22 minutes. UGA had it a little over 38. I personally hope that Golding can get Charlie Wise Jr. I love scoring from afar. We all like that. And you can't tell a guy not to score when they get an opportunity. But I would really like to see us play a little bit more ball control and give that beleaguered defense that didn't get any kind of stops, give them a little bit more of a blow on the sideline in between times of having to get on the field. What do you think on that?
Well, that stat just tells you we couldn't run the ball.
But we scored with them step for step to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but couldn't run the ball.
Yep, 88 yards.
88 yards. Exactly. So, run the ball, that time of possession takes care of itself. So, it's going to be tough to run it against them, man. Nobody ever does. It's going to be a hard game to win. That's going to be a hard game to win. We cannot win that game without a defensive special teams touchdown. I'm calling it right now. We can't win that game without a huge defensive play or special teams.
Ain't actually got to score. It'd be great to get a turnover deep in their quarter, deep in their area, where we can score real quick with our offense.
Like inside the 20.
Yeah,
either that or defense takes it all the way in. But man, it's been a minute since we've had a good old pick six. I would allow that. I would.
I think we all would. You think Lane Kiffin would allow it?
Yeah. This has got to be killing him. Yeah. Ole Miss in the news and in the media, and he's not. Well, he is still, I guess. But
my last note. For my last note, and this ties. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. But again, lane overload. Let's just flush that little bastard. one thing, my last note, and this ties into what you said a while ago. I actually wrote this down so I could say it this way. One thing of note, I think the Rebel fans will literally take over New Orleans, Louisiana. You and I have seen this firsthand. In 2015, you couldn't. There was quite a few Oklahoma State people there, but not nowhere near, not out and about. The stadium kind of seemed it was way more than us in the stadium, but out and about on French Quarter and all that, it was 75% Rebel fans down there.
Yeah.
You know, Georgia's going to come. I think they're going to come. It's a quarterfinal game. I think they're going to get some fans there. They're going to travel well.
Yeah,
But
we'll have more than them.
Honestly, it's just got to be a home game for us. Really does.
Yeah,
You know,
we'll have more than them.
They'll be wearing the red jerseys, and we'll be in the whites, but it'll be a home game for us, I believe.
Yeah, gonna be a lot of red in that stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, and I hope they do that. I kind of hope we do go in with the red, and that way it looks like it's all us.
Yeah.
So, well, that pretty much gets what I had on tap there for the Ole Miss stuff. You got anything else you want to add in?
That's about it, man. Great weekend, great game. Pete Golding has won more playoff games than Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, he damn sure had. Well, folks, all right. Well, that is pretty much all we have for episode 9. Please, if you like what we're putting out there, please subscribe, like, and share. As always, comment. Let us know what you think we can do better. Please come back on Thursday for episode 10. I know that's going to be Christmas Day, but I hope everyone's having a Merry, Merry Christmas. But you may wish to take a break from some of the good cheer and family close love and catch some good Rebel sports conversation. Until then.
What time does it drop? 8 o'clock? 8 a.m.?
What's that? What's that?
What time? What does it drop at 8 a.m.? Is that what time?
What time what drops?
What time does the podcast drop Thursday?
Oh, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. It'll premiere at 8 a.m. in the morning. So
okay.
This one comes out 8 a.m. on Monday morning, and then the one that we do for episode 10 will
8 a.m. Thursday.
8 a.m. Thursday morning. Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
So until then, hotty toddy, Rebel fans.
Hotty toddy.